Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse. Mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I filled it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. We have a great episode for y'all today. It's been 7 days. It's been a while. I feel like I haven't done all too well in a long time. Happy to be here with my brothers. But before I introduce these, like I said last time, future Hall of Famers in the sports media world, let me let y'all know what we're going to talk about today. First of all,
before Joe goes, we got an announcement to make because Sixth Man of the Year just got announced, and it's Peyton Pritchard. So before Joe gets started, I had to make sure we get that out there first. Now, Joe, continue, my guy.
I didn't know what day was about to go. I was like, hold on.
Had to pull a Kanye real quick.
I ain't gonna lie. Every time they do that, I thought Michael Parsons signed his contract. I was like, we got something to talk about, fellas. Carry on, Joe.
But let's go, man. Hey, obviously the contracts talks has probably reached a ceiling, but we're gonna talk about another ceiling. The Clippers. Kawhi Leonard went crazy, dropped 39 points with less than 20 shots. Efficient. What is the Clippers ceiling with a healthy Kawhi Leonard? Which team is more dangerous? The bad boy Pistons, shout out to Carl, or the Indiana Pacers, shout out to Tony and Ty. I know, me and Dave got some skin in this game also. So which team is more dangerous in the playoffs? While the Pacers about to kick off or tip ball, they probably already did. Which organization in the NBA playoffs right now has the most pressure to win in round one? I'm curious to see what my bros got to say. Now I'm thinking about it, I probably know what they're going to say, but I'm curious to see what they're going to say still and Tomo, all right? Shedeur Sanders, they talking about Jackson Dart might get drafted before Shedeur Sanders. I mean, it just keep piling up, all this stuff about Shedeur. We got to address that. And last but not least, this was Mark's idea, if you didn't know, not this specific question, but Brock Purdy. We're going to rank Brock Purdy amongst all the quarterbacks in the NFL based off last season. I'm definitely curious to see what Dave got to say about that. But, as promised, I got two of my bros with me. I got Davey Dollar sitting in the middle. Make sure y'all tune in to Dave's Doghouse. Episode will be streaming sometime this week. And we got Missy Godunson to my far left, but to your right. It's co-host of In the Red Corner, sitting there ready to talk about some sports. How y'all doing, fellas?
I'm doing good, man. It's definitely 7 days. A lot of news has happened within those 7 days. Whether you want to talk about it, you don't want to talk about it, it's on your timeline and the games is happening. So I'm here to talk about it with my bros. And Dave, I heard what y'all did to Devontae Adams, but how you know?
I heard what we did too, and I'm not mad at it, honestly. We ain't got that much money, so makes sense to me. But hey, look, I'm excited about today's show. I'm here with my bros, man. Playoffs have been exciting, especially last night's game between the Nuggets and the Clippers. So I can't wait till we talk about how we feel about the Clippers, man. I mean, Detroit, man. I wish we was talking about the Detroit and Knicks game because I am sick of seeing Jalen Brunson flop every time he got the ball. I'm sick of it. I really am. But, man, let's let's have a great show today. Just like Joe said, we got some topics for y'all that we're gonna talk about. I'm interested to see where they're gonna rank Purdy as well. Not just me. I want to see where they're gonna have Purdy as well. Because they know me. I'm really realistic when it comes to Purdy. So I'm interested to see where they're gonna have him at. But let's have a great show, fellas. Shout out to Vaughn, who just had a show on RBO not too long ago. Go like, share, subscribe to his channel. He has been doing a phenomenal job. This is time. It's the NBA playoffs, and that man is doing this thing. Let's turn up. Turn me up, up, up. Jody, do your thing.
All right, y'all. We are streaming this for now on 3 different platforms: X, YouTube, and Facebook. So make sure y'all like the video on all 3 platforms. Make sure y'all follow us everywhere on social media at Refuse to Lose Sports. But on X, you can catch us at R2L Sports. So make sure you do that. And share this episode with somebody that you know or anybody so they can come on and watch this show live with you, because you could be involved in the show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my boy Daniel being here first a lot of the times. Good afternoon, basically. Shout out to my boy Coach Coombs. He got an episode dropping tomorrow with his NFL draft special. What's good, fellas? What's good? And then my boy Carl representing Detroit Pistons. Robots are normally efficient. Talking about Kawhi Leonard. And shout out to my boy RBO Vaughn. Just dropped the episode. Let's get it. And Ash, Bo Nix, iPhone 6, Betty Crocker cake mix, Lakers in
5. That's one of the funniest ones I see. That's tough.
I know I saw Bo Nix. Like, what we want to say? You should have said Lakers in 6. That would have went good. But anyways, last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours.
I love the comment section, man. Hold on. Before I start. I had to take a sip of water, man. That's how Kawhi felt after winning that game, bro. She's like, come on, man. Y'all had me in overtime. Now y'all got me out here fighting for my life. Russ keep knocking down these clutch threes, bro. Like that one dude in 33. Like, bro, he don't score no points all game, but now he want to hit the clutch 3. Like, what's going on, bro? Who man is that? Stop playing with him. But they survived. They found their way out. Some would say they're trying to find their footing because the Clippers curse has been a thing that's been going around. Joker has been crying. Joker's been saying a lot of things. But anyway, it's about this guy with the braids who now got doubled up on the braids. Because remember, at one point, some people said he couldn't grow. But now he's here. Kawhi Leonard dropped 39. And Joe said it earlier, the efficiency in which he played this game. The Clippers now even the series 1-1 after that 105-102 victory over the Nuggets. They go back home. I mean, I know Kendrick on tour, but they going back to Compton now to show y'all that, hey, we ain't the Lakers' little brothers no more. So, Dave, Kawhi is here. We've been saying it all the time. It's been him or bust. What's they ceiling with a healthy Kawhi?
With a healthy Kawhi, NBA Finals. With a healthy Kawhi, NBA Finals. Kawhi had a phenomenal first half. Yeah. This is what Kawhi did in the first half in last night's game. He had 21 points on 100.6 true shooting percentage in the first half. I don't know if y'all heard that. 100.6 true shooting percentage in the first half alone. And guess what? He only had 1 turnover the entire first half. And also at the first day, he was 9 of 10 from the field and 2 of 3 from 3. So that means the only shot he missed was from 3. Kawhi finished the game with a 92% true shooting percentage, 39 points, that was the 7th highest true shooting percentage in a 35-point game in NBA history. Kawhi is still that guy. I know I had my argument with well, I wouldn't say it was an argument, but it was more like somewhat of a debate when Joe and me, Joe, it was a show with me, Joe, and Carl, and we talked about Kawhi and Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. I'm still sticking with Jimmy because that's my guy, and I've witnessed it personally, and I've seen what he can do taking the AC all the way to the NBA Finals. But Kawhi, healthy, I don't know if there's anyone that can stop Kawhi healthy. And the Clippers healthy with with Kawhi, with James Harden. James Harden didn't even ball out last night, but he hit 3 really good threes in that game. He was efficient. If you looked at what he was able to do, if he wanted to, he could have went for 30 himself. And this was a game where Normal Powell had an off night. He didn't really score anything until the fourth quarter. Batum didn't really do too much. They had some really good defensive plays, and if you look at it, Michael Porter Jr. had some key moments in that game. Jokic was Jokic, of course, and then Russ hit some really big shots in the, from 3, some really clutch shots at the beginning of that game, and the game got a little heated as well when I think Normal Powell was about to shoot a 3, and then he got fouled by Jamal Murray, and then they started scuffling a little bit. This to me is the closest series out of any of the series in the NBA right now, because I think this can go either way. I really believe that this can, because of the talent level on with the Clippers and just how good Jokic is. But Kawhi, if Kawhi is playing like this and he's able to play like this in every single game, now I think that his minutes you may want to monitor his minutes a little bit, just because his knees can definitely give out at any moment. But they said that he's healthy. They said that Kawhi's healthy. He has no restriction on what he's doing right now. But I think you still you don't want him to play 38, 39 minutes every single night. So whatever you can do to limit that and still have him play this well, I mean, the comment right here says it. The claw is back. The Clippers are good enough that if Kawhi is healthy, they can beat OKC in the next round. That's how good that they are. Now, OKC is a really great defensive team, a great offensive team. We know what they are with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but I don't know if they're going to have anything to match Kawhi and James Harden and Norman Powell if he plays well. So I think if Kawhi is healthy, the Clippers can reach the NBA Finals.
Go ahead, Joe.
The NBA Finals? Come on, Dad, you tripping, man. The championship! That's how far they could go. They could win it all. Yes, I said it. Y'all know how I feel about Kawhi Leonard if he's healthy. Tomo, don't talk me out of it this time like you did last year. All right? Or 2 years ago. There's not too many people in the playoffs I'm taking above a healthy Kawhi. I said it on FaZe, y'all. In the West, only team I could take probably over OKC is a healthy Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, for real. Seriously. Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs, he just detonated to a different person. A different person. My man said in the comment section, 39 points, 15 for 19 from the field, 5 assists, 2 steals, 4 3-points made, right? He was elite. And it wasn't your average 39 points, y'all. Every bucket he got, he worked for it. Except for the fast break he got where James Harden threw a straight dunk to him. He got a one-handed dunk. He had to work for that because he had to run. But outside of that, he created every single shot he got. Nothing was on catch and shoot. Everything was, except for one, sorry. No power passes on me. He had to catch and shoot. Outside of that, everything was what he had to work for. He was so efficient. Kawhi Leonard is just different. I'm going to read what he said at the press conference. Tomo talked about, how he was tired. He is injury prone. We know he missed all these games, stuff like that. This is what he said. I'm just happy that I am able to move. I'm coming out of the game feeling well. That's what I'm taking my pride on. Just being healthy. I sat and watched these playoff games and series for the past 2 years. So to be able to be frontline out there just feels good for me. No matter which way the game goes, that's what I'm taking pride in. I just want to be out there and play and be frontline with my team. I heard that. I was like, let's go, man. Let's go. James Harden said he underrated. He underrated. Nobody really talk about him like that. They take it for granted. And I'm going to read out some numbers. I know Dave mentioned the true shooting and all that stuff. Y'all know he said 90% true shooting, right? The percentage. That's the 9th time in his career that he had 30-point games shooting 80% true shooting. That's the most in NBA playoff history. You guys know that? That's the most. He's super efficient. And lastly, God, talk about somebody else real quick. Kawhi Leonard in playoffs since he left the Spurs, right? Since they won a championship against Miami Heat in the playoffs, right? Kawhi Leonard has averaged 29 points a game, 63.6 true percentage, 8.4 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 1.9 steals, with a plus 286 plus minus. He's elite in the playoffs. So it's not just about Kawhi. They surrounded Kawhi like they always have since Kawhi's been there with an elite supporting cast. Norman Powell. All right, when I say Norman Powell, I think about Dave Chappelle on the racist drive. Colin Powell. But anyway, Norman Powell. So Norman Powell didn't play well, but he was clutch when time needed. He will be better when they go home. Bogdanovich, he hasn't really played well. But the guys who play well, I want to talk about, or who are great pieces for them. Let's start with Batum and Derrick Jones. Two guys who are vets, who are 3-and-D guys. Derrick Jones was just in the NBA Finals last year, wasn't he? So, Derrick Jones Jr., that is. So, those are key pieces around them also, right? James Harden. I mean, they talked about James Harden. Shout out to J-Mo. He said this. James Harden is an elite scorer and an elite passer. He's a pure point guard. And you pair James Harden with Zubac, with Kawhi not even be a part of the play, it's an elite situation. With him and Zubac, they run that pick and roll so well. Zubac doing a good job with Jokic also. All right. And lastly, the two people. First of all, Tomo's guy, Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons. I get it. He didn't do a lot. But y'all know what Westbrook brought to the table, right? That energy, like he brought the hustle stuff outside of scoring. Like all the hustle plays. Ben Simmons could kind of give you that, but he's a better decision maker. You know what I mean? He's not gonna shoot, but he's a great pass. He threw a diamond transition, and he's been guarding Jokic too at times when he's in the game. And Chris Dunn, oh my gosh, I love Chris Dunn. Shout out to Providence. He went to Providence.
He had so many key steals in that game last night. Key play after key play. He tough.
Here's the thing with Chris Dunn. He is an elite defender, has always been. I think he's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in college. Carl, correct me if I'm wrong. He went to Providence, Biggies. And his issue was he wasn't a shooter. But this year, he's shooting 37% from the field, from the three-point line, 40% while open. So he has upped his three-point shooting, and he became playable in crunch time minutes. He's elite. You know how I like Davion Mitchell as a defensive player? Chris Dunn is right there. He's just like Davion Mitchell. And he just upped this three-point game this year. That's why he's been able to play. He's perfect with the Clippers. So shout out to the Clippers. I got them selling wise. Forget the finals. They can win the whole thing.
Joe, we agree there as far as them winning it. I'm telling y'all, look, if Draymond can come on here and say Jimmy Butler, when he got to the Warriors, changed the way the landscape of the game was for them and got them guaranteeing winning finals. You got Kawhi Leonard. Tell me, you said he scored 39 points. He played 39 minutes. You talking about a point a minute? Come on now. That go back to when Floyd was telling y'all how much money he was making per in a boxing match. You know what I'm saying? That's how efficient he was. But one thing you said when you read that quote, though, Joe, I just kept hearing this after Kawhi said. He was basically like this in the press conference.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had.
And that's what he did. And that's just what he did. And that's just exactly what he's doing in these playoff games. I think he's heard the narratives. I mean, James Harden said what he said about him being underrated, but I think he sat back and heard everyone and how they kept counting him out year after year after year after year. And he also probably heard me tell Joe, he's like, Joe, don't do it. I'm telling y'all, he got one game in him, Joe, and it might be over. I'm not going to go down that negative road because right now we highlighting the positivity, and that's exactly what it is right now. The fact that the Clippers are finding ways to get under the Nuggets' skin is one thing that's really underrated in this actual series. Because that whole Norman Powell, Murray moment, Murray was really upset because he was like, man, we're doing everything we can to put this team away, and they just keep finding ways to come back, bro. They just keep finding ways. It got to the point where I was going to come on here and ask you, I was like, what happened to Michael Porter Jr.? Like, why he not getting some of these big minutes? Like, why they keep putting Russ in? You understand? And then he got in and was like, y'all want to play with me? Watch this big three I'm going to hit. Bang, y'all going to need me out here. Then they found a way to put Russ back in. And he went off to the bench and was like, see, they keep playing with me. I really think he was one of those people that's like, they love Russ a little too much. They forgot about me. But we're going to talk about that another day. Ty Lue, it come down to coaching. Ty Lue look at the staff. You got the staff arm wrestling with Joker. And I'm just saying, there's so much going on. They finding ways to get into this team's skin. And if they go back to Compton and they beat them, I know we said this might be a long, drawn out series. They beat them in LA. I think they're gonna have that mental advantage. I give Joker maybe another game or two, but Zubac been holding it down out there too. Ben Simmons, like you said, that is my guy. But the fact that they found ways to insert him into the game and he's finding his way to still pass the ball on fast breaks, but he still finds his way to be effective in the game. That says a lot about this Clippers team. And I'm with you, Joe. I can see them winning it all if they stay healthy and they stay this consistent.
I can say one thing about Michael Porter Jr. Not getting minutes. Look at his defensive effort. Look at his effort when it comes to rebounding. If his effort not there, Jokic has said it after the first game. He said, "Look, if you're not giving out effort, then you don't need to be here. Plain and simple." Now if you look at last night's game, he gave some effort. You see him giving some effort on some plays, but you definitely saw some plays where he was lackadaisical on defense, and he wasn't really going for rebounds. If he's not doing that, then that's why he's not. That could be a reason why he's not going to get those minutes. Because Russ, we know when it comes to Russ, he giving you 110% every single play, and that's what you need in the playoffs. And Russ not going to be shooting efficiently, but he going to give you effort. He going to give you effort on offense. He going to give you hustle plays. You're going to see Russ out there. You know when Russ is on the floor. The thing is, sometimes when it comes to Michael Porter Jr., you don't know he out there unless he's trying to shoot the ball.
I agree with you, but I gotta disagree with you from yesterday. Yesterday, outside of Westbrook, because Westbrook is naturally a hustle player. Michael Porter Jr. gave 100% effort yesterday. The reason why he didn't close the game out because he had an injury. He got hurt. And he had 15 rebounds yesterday. 15! So, in the past, I'm hard on Michael Porter Jr. because I think he's the same player he was in the bubble. Same down player. He hasn't gotten better. But the pressure was on for game 2, and he showed up and showed out. He got some putbacks, layups. He got some, like I said, he got 15 rebounds. He
had some big threes last night too.
Yeah, he had a big 3 in the fourth quarter, right before Russ came in the game. You know what I mean? But like I said, he got hurt, so that was the difference. But yesterday, he deserves all the props yesterday because he did his thing yesterday. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. He did his thing yesterday, but I'm more so saying that Jokic had made that message because they asked about him, Michael Porter Jr. not getting minutes in the first game, and that's the reason why he may not get minutes. Not saying that that's why he didn't get minutes last night, but that could be if he doesn't give that if the effort he didn't give it, if he doesn't give that same effort he gave last night, that's why those minutes might go somewhere else.
That makes sense.
And you saw they had the rookie out there too, so don't blame Russ. The rookie was out there last night.
Yeah, and y'all know it's personal for Russ. After he hit that big 3, I seen him looking down at the bench on some. Y'all talking to me? I was like, bro, you gotta let it go, man.
Russ had a really good game yesterday. He had the game 1 was a roller coaster. Yesterday was really good. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't too many times I had to look at Russ like game 1. Game 1, it was a roller coaster.
Hey, all I know is I'm here for the entertainment in the NBA chat when Russ do good or Russ do bad. The rivalry is there now. It's there. And just like one rivalry, we're going to roll it to another one because we're going to the Midwest. I'm going to say Midi. I don't know how they want to do it. All I know is both of these teams were once lottery teams, and now some people saying they're lethal weapons because you got the Pacers that are balling. Right now, they up 31-20 in the game. It was 31-16 last time I checked, but time flies when you doing a show in the NBA. But then you also got the Pistons, who up in New York, bright lights, big city. And then losing streaks, man. They got the whole Detroit ready to go to a game. So we got to ask, man, who's the more dangerous team? Is it the Pacers or is it the Pistons? I'm gonna ask you, Joe.
Shout out to Carl, Pistons guy. Shout out to Ty and Tony, Pacers guy. But I'm going with the Pacers. We had a question a few weeks ago. Me and Dave was the only ones on the show. He went with Detroit. I went with the Pacers, right? And the reason why I like the Pacers, I think they're dangerous. I think the Pacers really have an opportunity. I think Orlando can be the third best team in the East. Orlando can, all right? Because they defense, they got Paolo. Paolo is probably the best player outside of everybody on the Celtics and Cavs, right? He's probably the best player in the East in the playoffs. But the Pacers, one thing about them, number one, they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. They also got swept. It was a close sweep, but Tyrese Halliburton got hurt like in game 1, I think, or game 2. He got hurt in Boston. So he didn't play and then he got swept. Number 3, their offense. When I look at Detroit's offense, everything is created by Kay Cunningham. Kay Cunningham is in charge. He's the guy that get things going. What gets Detroit going to me is their defense. They are able to force turnovers, get on a fast break, and stuff like that. Indiana offense is just different. The way New York Indiana offense runs is 100% different than Indiana. New York is a lot of isolation. A lot of isolation with Cat, a lot of isolation with Jalen Brunson especially. With Indiana, it's a lot of ball movement. It's a lot of pick and roll, finding mismatches. It's a lot of extra passes happening. They're running 100 miles per hour. And then on defense, they're full court pressing y'all. They full court man-to-man, not pressing. Full court man-to-man the whole game for real almost. So, and they got a lot of weapons on offense. A lot of go-to guys they can go to. They can go to Tyrese Halliburton. They can go to Nembhard. They can go to they can go to Siakam. They can go to my man what's Mathurin, right? Mathurin.
I'm about to say Eggs Benedict. I've been in the NBA
Yeah.
chat too much, but yeah.
My man Ben Math, you know what I mean? Doing
Yeah.
8+1, you know. But my point is they have, and then on top of everything I'm saying, the coaching. Rick Carlisle. I feel like Rick Carlisle and Doc Rivers, you know, they playing against each other, are polar opposites. Rick Carlisle overachieves. I said this when we did our previews. Overachieves what every Ross he has, except for that 1 year with Dirk. Was he the coach? No, was he the coach?
Yeah,
When
with
Dirk
Dirk,
Whiskey
right?
lost in the first round of Golden State.
Yeah.
That's the only time he underachieved. Shout out Dirk Whiskey again losing to Golden State. Don Nelson. Shout out Don Nelson. But outside of that, he overachieves with all of his teams, in my opinion. And Doc Rivers, in my opinion, underachieves with every team. So that's a bad matchup for them. But Rick Carlisle is really good as a head coach. So is JB Bickerstaff. He's like Udoka. He instills toughness to his team and stuff like that, right? But when it comes to the X's and O's, I'm taking Rick Carlisle for game by game management when it comes to the playoffs. So give me the Pacers, man. They are super dangerous. Shout out Detroit though.
Joe, I gotta agree with you on that one.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, HOA.
I know you said most dangerous team in the playoffs, right? And I sat back and I was like, who's the more scarier team? Is the Pistons. You talking about dangerous? It's the Pacers because of what you said. The way they create the offense, the weapons that they have over there. Now, I'm going to talk more so about the HOA right quick because the reason why the Pistons would be the more, scarier team is because you don't really expect them to be this good. Like you seen last night, right? You seen last night with Cade, and also not even last night, the game before that when the 21-0 run happened with the Knicks, it was kind of like, here we go. Who's going to help us out? I mean, Tobias did have a great game, but then again, they found a way to strap up Cade. But then you go back, you fast forward to game 2. They found a way to be a little bit more efficient. Again, JB Bickerstaff has played this Knicks team, so he probably sat back and was like, I knew they was going to do this in game 1, but don't worry about it. Somebody's going to hit the floor 6 more times, and we're going to find a way to win this game. I'm going to let Dave talk a little bit more about the person that hits the floor 6 more times, Jalen Brunson. But that's why the Pistons are the more scarier team between the two, because, again, they just creep up on you, and then, boom, you look up, and you're like, oh, man, they might win this series. Meanwhile, you talking about Tyrese Halliburton, again, he got the song going crazy. I mean, his name in the song that's going crazy on the internet right now. But then Nembhard, Naismith, Pascal, there's so many pieces on this team that can score. And then you never know, they might get a fast break. Obi Toppin maybe jumping from one of the towers. It's just gonna happen that way. And they're going up against the Bucks. What did Dame say to Tyrese? He said, we could beat y'all. I know I can't repeat exactly what he was saying, but he's like, I'll beat
you.
Yeah, he had to make it personal like Brandon Jennings did because he already know that his team and his coach not going to do enough for them to win this series. So the Pacers going to find a way to get out of it. And I'm with you, though, as far as the Pacers being, I would say, hold up, you said the Pistons could be one of the top 3 teams, right? Or the Pacers? I want to make sure I heard
Orlando.
you right. Orlando. But who's in your top 5 right now?
My top 5
in the East.
In the East? Boston, Cleveland, I would say Orlando, Pacers.
Just saying. That 5th spot is up for
Knicks.
The 5th spot is up for grabs. That's scary.
Yeah,
team.
it is. The grabs,
has something to say. But that's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
That's a good question, Tomo.
Tomo, you changed my mind on this. You changed my mind on this because I had to really think about danger and scary. I had to really think about that. And you really changed my perspective on this by saying that the Pistons are more scary. Because I agree, the Pistons are more scary because they can creep up on you, and their defensive intensity can change a lot of things, especially when it comes against the Knicks. The reason why I'm going with the Pacers is because the Pacers have already been here. The Pacers were just in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and you look at what they did in Game 1. And I know we like to talk about offense when it comes to the Pacers, but do you know that in Game 1 against the Bucks, they shot their worst from 3-point percentage throughout this entire season since November 8th last year when the season just started. November 8th, that was a while ago. Not only that, they held the Bucks to 41% from the field, 24% from 3, and they out rebounded them. They almost doubled their assist. So they played really good on offense in that game, and they played really well on defense. What gives me some kind of pause to where I can still kind of say the Pistons is because when I look at their team and I look at what is going to be more helpful in the playoffs, I believe defense is more helpful when it comes to the playoffs. Now, yes, you have to score. Don't get me wrong, you have to score. But if you also look at last year, the Pacers definitely. A lot of people said that they had a Mickey Mouse destination to the Eastern Conference Finals because every team they played against, somebody was hurting their team. I'm not here to say if it was Mickey Mouse or not. I just know that that's what was talked about. This year, everyone is healthy. Well, I mean, Dame didn't play the first game, but he's playing tonight. You know, he's not on blood thinners anymore. So thankfully he's healthy. He's able to play in the playoffs, and we're going to see him throughout the playoffs. If they make it out the first round. Detroit is so good defensively that they can change the way that a team has to play against them. The Knicks like to play, like Joe said, the Knicks like to play a one-on-one game most of the time. That's not going to work against the Pistons because Asar Thompson is really good defensively. Cade can play good defense. I mean, Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway aren't one of the best defenders, but Malik Beasley can play tough defense. We know how good he played defense when he was with the Bucks. Tim Hardaway, I mean, he's never really been a good defender, but I guess he can play a little bit of defense, of course. And then you got Isaiah Stewart, who didn't even play last night. He's going to be back for sure. You got Jaren Duran. Paul Reed is good down low. So the way that they play defensively can cause some issues. Now, when I look at them, let's say both teams advance to the next round. Which team has a better chance of advancing? To me, it might be the Pistons because they can play really good defense against Cleveland. Now, they haven't beaten Cleveland in the regular season, I don't believe. Maybe I think they won one game without. I think they beat Cleveland without
the Pistons will play the Celtics.
Play.
Pistons will play the Celtics.
They are also they're the 60. They're the 60. That's right. Yeah. That's right. So then that
Pacers will play Cleveland.
And they going
or Miami.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, they don't sleep on Miami though. Go ahead.
I'm not sleeping on it's my team. You think I'm sleeping on my own team?
Team Pat Riley.
Maybe
that was woke in that game. That was woke game 1 though. I seen him standing up and everything. But go ahead.
Bet he was. Looking at that second round matchup, I can see the Pacers definitely getting Cleveland out of there. I don't think the Pistons.
I see that too.
I don't think the Pistons would be able to beat the Celtics in the second round if the Celtics advance. I wouldn't. I don't. Yeah, I don't see that happening. So, now they would have a better chance if Orlando beats Boston, but that would be a good match.
Detroit too. They're a better defensive team.
What I'm saying is,
that's why
all I'm saying is it would be different.
But I disagree with both of y'all. The Pacers are more dangerous and scary. How is Detroit more scary? What's the difference?
I think it's the way that they play defense. That's what makes them scary.
What's scary is their offense. Indiana.
But you expect that.
Scary is not what you don't. I guess you watch a scary movie. It's like
Yeah, jump scare. That's the Pistons.
Yeah.
You're not expecting it.
Scary is something that you don't expect.
Dangerous is like Debo. You take your
Exactly.
chains off. Debo coming.
Exactly.
So Dave, when you came to this segment, you told yourself, I think the Detroit Pistons can surprise some people more than the Pacers can surprise some people. But
Yeah.
naturally, I think the Pacers are better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, makes sense. Don't worry about it. We be talking about the Wizards in 2 more years.
2.
I want to go 1, but I don't know what's gonna
It's
happen.
doable. It's doable. They got the cap space. They'll get a new coach next year for sure.
Better get a new coach. Don't
If
go
y'all
on.
get the number 1, number 2 pick.
Hey. We'll talk about that another day.
He got voted as the worst coach too, by the way.
I'm not listening to the media. Now they want to talk about Wizards
He
coach.
is Tomo. He's just a bridge. It's okay. It's fine.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I don't care what y'all talking about.
Okay.
Them boys was out there balling.
By the way, the score 40-30. Pacers dropped 40 in the first quarter. Halliburton got 23 points.
I'm waiting for Ty to drop a comment.
Sorry, he scored an assist on 23 points.
Mm.
So then we go from a scary / dangerous team in the East to, I don't know. I don't even know how to introduce this one because there's so many teams that you got to be like, ownership is looking down on them and saying, we need a round 1 victory to say if you're going to come back or not. We seen head coaches get fired right before the playoffs. We seen head coaches get fired right before the All-Star break. We seen star players get traded around the All-Star break. I mean, teams that was just in the playoffs is making big decisions. We seen Luka. We see Nico doing more press conferences than anybody at this point. It's like, Nico, we understand, bro. The fans don't love you right now, but they'll be okay. So is it time to panic in the playoffs? Which organization has the most pressure to win in round 1? And I know earlier in the intro, Joe, you said you wanted to hear what we had to say about this. You kind of guessed which team we always gonna pick. I'm gonna ask you right now before I start, which team you think I'm about to say?
Who you gonna say?
Mm-hmm.
I know who they gonna say. I think, but you give me like 10 seconds.
All right. I mean,
I would say.
I want to know who you think I'm gonna pick too.
I don't know, Tomo. Who you gonna pick? Tell you.
who you got for Dave then?
Probably Miami Heat because it's his team.
Okay.
I'm probably wrong if it's his reaction.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say mine right now because it's simple.
Golden State Warriors.
Nah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I picked them to win the series. They need to win the finals for me. That's it. They can go on the wildest ride ever. They just got to win the finals. They lose the finals, I'm good. It's kind of like with Mark in the Super Bowl predictions. That's where I'm at. I need you to lose right before the big game. But I'm going with the Knicks. They got the most pressure. They're making all these trades. We talked about Thibodeau, right? We talked about him in his 6-man rotation, sometimes 5-man rotation. If you look last night, I think the Pistons bench outscored them by like almost 40 points. I mean, I ain't got the exact stats right here, but it's about that number. I think the Knicks had like 8 points off the bench or something at some point. And I just said what Dave was talking about with Jalen Brunson as far as being, you would think that the Knicks are the Pistons the way they flow through Jalen Brunson at times. And it's like, y'all got all this offensive firepower. You got a coach that's been in the playoffs several times before. He know what the first round of the playoffs is. And it's like, you still can't find ways to win games. You blame Julius Randle for some of your deficiencies in the locker room, and you found a way to get him out of here. You went and got Cat, and they call him Bodega Cat. They gave him all his nicknames and stuff like that. But boom, here you are again against a young team. And what I say, Joe, I know we talked about it, is football and basketball is 2 different things. But when you got a young team that's coming in there, you've been here before. The Pistons should not find ways to win games. You should not need a 21-0 run against a young team like this. Granted, they do play great defense, but you should not need these things when it comes down to where your presence in the playoffs is at. I think the Knicks need to get out of this first round more than any team in the playoffs right now. And I know if they want to say Miami, I mean, again, that's his team. He has a little bit more reasons, but I'm going more so with the Knicks because they did everything else the opposite of Pat Riley. They went and got more players. They went and put pieces together. They told Jalen Brunson he was the face of the team. They keep selling this dream to their fans that they're going to win the finals. And here you go again. The hopes are starting to dwindle. You want with the Knicks? You got where they? Oh, I'm saying you on mute. I heard Bucks. I seen you say Bucks.
Yeah,
I said it loud too. The Milwaukee Bucks have the most pressure to win in round one. I'm just gonna give y'all Giannis's closeout games when he lost. First of all, game one ain't no closeout game, but they got blown out. He had 36 points, 12 rebounds. Should be enough, right, to win a game. They got blown out against Miami last year. Dave alluded to this a lot. He got hurt, came back. And then on a closeout game, he had 38 points, 20 rebounds, 3 assists. Crazy. Lost still. Closeout game against the Celtics. Sorry, what's this? No, this is the NBA Finals. Sorry. Against the Celtics, 25 points, 20 rebounds, 9 assists. Lost. I mean, this is Giannis. So, and don't get me wrong. I think the front office has done what they could do for Giannis. I feel like they put good people around Giannis. The coaches, I mean, that's different. I don't know why they brought in Darvin Ham. They should have kept your boy before, not Darvin Ham. And I don't know why they brought Doc Rivers. They should have kept your boy before he got fired, before they brought in Doc Rivers. Because they was winning games, but Giannis wanted him gone. So, Giannis in the stage, he also missed, I don't know if y'all remember this. Remember when Luka got traded to the Lakers and Giannis said he wants all the superstars to go to the main markets? I want Jokic to go to the Knicks. He said, basically, he was like, I want all the superstars to go to the main market. That's what the NBA is all about. While he's playing for the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, he does have 2 more years on this contract, and he has a play option. But you do not know how this works. He can force a trade. You know, we saw Eddie Davis do the same thing. So I feel like the Bucks has been underachieving, and every time the Bucks get to a road stop, it's always we pick the Bucks is because Giannis. Giannis is the best player. But we know for a fact the team around him is not good enough. Like this series right here. Out of all the series I picked this year, this was the only series that after game one, I'm like, dang, I probably made a mistake. Literally, because I picked them off the strength of Giannis. And this is the second time Milwaukee might lose in the playoffs, and I picked them off the strength of just Giannis. When they played the Celtics, I picked them, but they lost still, and Giannis balled out the whole series. Do I think Giannis has something to do with it? Yes, if he develop a jump shot. If you put Jokic with the Bucks, they probably win game one. They probably be more competitive, right? Because you have a jump shot. Well, Giannis, you can pack the paint. I mean, he know that. But as far as the organization, though, I don't think they're doing a good job picking the right coach for this team or whatnot. They do have as far as the team-wise, I think they're doing a good job. But you know how superstars are. After his comments he made at the Luka trade, and they keep getting bounced early in the playoffs. He got that one NBA Finals run where everybody got hurt. Outside of that, he keep getting bounced early. I think the Milwaukee Bucks got the most pressure to win in round one.
Hold up.
What's that? Oh, there you go.
Shout out to Big O, member for 20 months.
Woo.
Shout out to the network. We here with the 12th round pick. Cowboys select Tat. I think you meant Tat. Tat from Arizona. Draft day Thursday, fellas. But Pistons in 6.
AJ got shot driving Ashton Genty.
Nah, I think Genty not making it past 10.
Raiders.
There's a team in front of the Cowboys that Cowboy fans need to be worried about right now. We both got a lot of needs.
Yeah, we're not drafting Tat either. Trust me, we're not even looking at.
Hold on, time out. The 49ers above y'all?
Yeah,
They're picked before us, right?
yeah, we're 11 to 12.
They you in last place in the NFL not three trio? Dang.
Yeah. We still beat the Cowboys. That don't mean nothing to me.
They did too. No matter who didn't beat the Cowboys. Like,
yeah, beat us too, time. But we ain't paid for $49, but you know what happened. We paid them though, but it's not a story. But we're on NBA right now. Let's go.
Boy,
which organization has the most pressure to win a playoff game next year? I
wish we was playing y'all next season.
Get to the playoffs, you just play what?
We'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be there.
Okay.
We'll be there.
I can differ, right?
We'll be there. We'll be there. Are you going to be there? That's the question.
Oh, we there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can get there once. The second time ain't guaranteed. I'm just letting you know that.
Hey,
You know, we used to being in the playoffs. You just not getting here. So
Hey,
just
Jay.
hold on
As
a
long
little
as
bit.
I got JD.
Well, before I got rudely, before I was
You about to
rudely
put him on mute.
interrupted, before I was rudely interrupted, Joe,
Carl. Go ahead.
I agree with you. I also think that is the Bucks. I can see why you say the Knicks because of everything that they did and how they haven't beaten no one in the regular season.
Media-wise, the Knicks make sense.
Yeah, I understand all of that. But if you're looking at future-wise, like next year, like what may happen, it's the Bucks. Because I'm seeing that Giannis is on a lot of teams' radars. I'm talking about the Spurs are looking to possibly go and get him. The Brooklyn Nets are looking to go and get him. I mean, of course, the Miami Heat. You're going to hear our name in everybody's thing. So Miami Heat, of course. But there's a lot of teams looking at that Giannis situation like, okay, Giannis might want to get up out of there because, I mean, who is his head coach? It's Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers ain't known for winning for real. The one time he won was with the Boston Celtics, and that was when they got Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen, when they had all those guys, Eddie House, Rajon Rondo, Kendrick Perkins, when they had all those guys with the Boston Celtics. That's the only time that he's won an actual NBA title. Second time he got there, he lost to Kobe. Kobe, Pau Gasol, and Andrew Bynum and those guys. That was the only other time he got to the NBA Finals. Other than that, he's been choking in the playoffs every single time he's gotten there. You can't name a time where he ain't choking the playoffs other than those two times he got to the finals.
Let me tell you something.
Everyone remembers that. Everyone remembers the infamous series when Orlando Magic was up 3-1 and Tracy McGrady was like, I'm happy we get to the second round. And what happened? They didn't make it there.
Emotional damage.
And then remember those teams when he was with the Clippers. He had Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. They had teams, and they could not get over the hump. It just didn't work out for them. Then most recently with the Philadelphia 76ers, what happened? Couldn't get past the second round. They lost to Miami Heat, of course. They lost to the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, you had an opportunity to get Embiid into the conference finals, and it didn't happen. And now with the Bucks, last year he came in after the Bucks front office was dumb for firing their head coach when they was 30-11 or 30-17. I don't know. I just know they had a winning record, and they fired the head coach and brought in Doc Rivers. And then what happened? They went and lost the playoffs last year. So I don't see a situation to where if they lose, that Doc is there and then the front office don't get rid of them. Like, the front office needs to change as well because you can't seem to pick a head coach. You fired Coach Bud, hired the other guy, and then mid-season, you fired the new coach. So it's like they don't know what they want to do with this organization. And Giannis is looking around like, Giannis has said this in multiple offseasons. I think the last 2 years he said, I want to win. I'm looking at the situation. If they're not putting anything to advance me to win, I'm thinking about my situation. And he's thinking about a situation. He said that about the European players going to big markets because he's thinking about going to a big market.
Of course.
DC.
He's thinking about.
Oh, I ain't know y'all heard me. My bad.
He's thinking about going to New York, maybe the Knicks or Brooklyn. He's thinking about going maybe somewhere in LA. It might be the Clippers. It might be Golden State. Who knows? He's thinking about. I'm not saying Miami. I don't think Miami is. I guess it's a big market, but
it is though. It's more than Golden State for sure.
It is. But
can you go on that?
I just don't. I don't know. I don't see a situation to where they can afford to lose in the first round. I just don't see it. The Knicks, they can afford to lose. It's Tom Thibodeau. It's the Knicks. I mean, no one's really thinking that they're going to make anything. Giannis has pressure because he's in the MVP race. Now, I don't think he's going to win MVP, but he's 30 MVP voting right now. And then you got Dame. You got Dame talking smack to Tyrese Halliburton in game 1. They lose this series. What's going to happen? They went and traded for Dame last season when Miami was doing everything. When Miami was trying to get him. And now they can't win with Dame. They can't win with none of this right now. They have no defense. Their defense is not good. So it's the Bucks. I think it's the Bucks without a doubt. It's the Bucks.
Tom, I'm going to ask you a question.
Hold on. I know we got a super chat. Right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, where'd it go?
There you go.
Oh, shout out to RBO Vaughn.
Yes,
$2 super chat. Shout out my Magic. We're going to shout the word. # ice up Tatum. Tatum is considered doubtful. Tatum is considered doubtful for tomorrow's game.
Yo, he day to day. Tom, I got a question for you. Shout out to Vaughn for the super chat. Kuzma. How you feel like he's doing so far? You know, right now he's on track to have another stat line of zeros across the board. Joe, across the board right now.
I was just about to say, I changed my mind as far as organizations who got the most pressure. And then you asked the Kuzma question. I really changed my mind now because you got to blow the whole team up if y'all don't win in the first round at this point. That's sad. Like, who was it? Was that Tony Snell that had the 0-0-0 game?
Yes.
Kuzma wear the number 0, don't he? I hope he still don't wear the number 0.
Dame.
Okay, Dame got it. I'm about to say because he was wearing that here in DC, and it's like, man, all I'm gonna say is, Joe, look, this is what you understand, Joe, and I know we want to go to the next segment. This is what happened when your front office come in and they got a vision. You gotta get rid of them players, and you get picks back. I ain't mad at it. Do your thing, Kuzma. we got AJ. We good. That's y'all problem.
AJ, he could be.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Joe.
And you heard what Doc said about it? He said it's hard to do. It's hard to basically. He said it's hard to not get a stat, I guess, when you don't get the ball. I'm like, Doc, stop it, bro.
Play like 50 minutes. What you mean? I watched Draymond in the whole Houston game. He got to the fourth quarter. He got his first 2 points in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry, Doc. There's no excuses.
Now, don't get me wrong. Doc is trying to take up for his player, but you have to coach your players. The great coaches, Phil Jackson was great at this. Coach your players in the media. Use the media to coach your players sometimes.
He did it with Ben Simmons.
Exactly. He's
Come on, Doc. I don't know, Doc. Yeah, y'all. You know what?
Up, bro. It's fed up.
I'm with y'all today. Yeah, I'm with y'all. I'm changing my pick, man. I'm going with the Bucks, bro. Yeah,
but I
Doc,
think you were right,
is 11.
like narrative-wise, New York, bro.
I'm also thinking of Jalen Brunson as how y'all saying it about Giannis. I'm thinking about that with Jalen Brunson, where it's like y'all giving me all this, but I just can't get over that hump. Is it the team? Is it the coach? Is it me? Coach, I don't know. So yeah.
The coach.
It's
easy. It's the coach. I said this in the last episode. It's the coach because he running them to the ground. I didn't I say this, Joe? I said he running to the ground. He don't go to his bench. If anything, they play Deuce McBride, Mitch Robinson, and campaign, and that's it.
And not just that, they have good offensive weapons over there, and he's not getting the best out of them, in my opinion. It's a lot of isolation with just it's a lot of isolation basketball. So I think if they get a coach over there that put a system in place for Brunson to get easier shots, you know what I mean? Cat to get easier shots, they'll be much better. It's not like they're a top defensive team with Tibbs.
Yeah, that's why Bridges 3 was so flat. He was like, man, I'm tired. And he just shot. And was like, I guess we gotta do it again.
Hey, they got 2 coaches out there they can go after next year if they want to get rid of Tibbs. You got Mike Malone out there and Zach Taylor. I mean Taylor Jenkins, that's his name.
Mike Malone did that.
This recycling of coaches, man. Just get somebody who's on the bench right now.
I'm just saying, at some point he gotta get his shot, man. He gotta get his shot. They treat Sam Cassell like the NFL doing Shador right now. How y'all feeling about that?
You said who? Shador?
Shador. How y'all feel about how the NFL doing Shador right now? It's a lot going on. We talked about it. Kev brought it up, and once Kev brought it up in the NFL chat, I've been seeing people go crazy about it as far as teams not really trading too much to trade up. A lot of teams are talking about trading back. You even got one team that needs a quarterback, went out and signed 2 vets, saying they don't really know. We might trade back, and you got potential right there. They saying they want to go get Dart. They saying they want to go get Jalen because his name is Jalen and he looks like and plays like Jalen Hurts. No. Jalen Hurts plays on the Eagles. You let Saquon go to the Eagles. Don't try to reverse the curse, New York. But anyway, teams are favoring Dart over Sanders. I don't know what's going on, but with the draft coming up, go check out CTC's mock draft as well because that was a great episode with him and AJ and Kev. But fellas, yo, you got a clip for us.
Yes, sir.
That clip, and then
I saw out of the corner of my eye, you sort of reacted when D Wood said, I could see Jackson Dart going ahead of Shedeur Sanders. What were you looking at?
Look, there's some buzz locally here in New York about Jackson Dart being the preferred quarterback to Shedeur Sanders in the Giants organization. I would say this, if the Giants were to trade back into the first or to trade back and take Dart over Sanders, understand they have done their work on Dart too. There was a lot of news that Shedeur Sanders was getting another visit, and they've been to 13 people went to the pro day. Take a look at these facts right here. They've done as much work and have been in the building at Ole Miss as much as they have for Shedeur Sanders. Furthermore, Joe Shane has a kid at Ole Miss, so he's been there and around that program plenty. Eli Manning has the Ole Miss connection. Do you know who an analyst for Ole Miss is right now? Joe Judge is an analyst at Ole Miss, so you've got people there. And then Charlie Weiss Jr. is the one calling the plays. And if you look at Brian Daboll and his history, and of course, Mike, you know this, and D Wood, you know this, Charlie Weiss and Daboll through the Belichick tree have a lot of connections as well.
I'm sorry. Now Joe want to listen to his kids. I'm just saying, man. That's the first thing I heard when I heard it. What did the Hard Knocks clip say? He asked his son, hey, who should you go get? He said, go get Jaden Daniels, Daddy. He's special. He said, you sure? He asked his daughter, he's like, whatever big bro say. And now he want I don't know where to start with this team, man. I don't know where to start with. The Giants talking about trading back to get some more picks. Fellas, what's y'all take on this?
Can I go first in this one?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going on mute.
I was going to ask to go first, but go ahead, Joe. Do your thing.
All right. So look, breaking news. Dun, 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 dun,
Who's got it?
Who's got it? All right. So here's my thing. Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors. Gotta play the game. Also, I heard that they're taking calls. Last year, we were the number 2 pick. I've been there plenty of years. I know how it is. I know the game. I get it there. You said last segment, you used to go to the playoffs, Tomo, 12 games every year. I get it. We not. So I could probably got a better respect than y'all because I've been in the bottom of the draft for years. All right. Anyways.
I mean, top of the draft.
Top of the draft. Sorry. Or mid.
We've been at the bottom of the draft.
But anyways, look.
I'm mid. Mid draft.
You know, Ron Rivera, we just 7-9, 6-10, and then we just got bad one year. Perfect time for ownership to come through. But last year, y'all remember that JJ McCarthy talked for us? Y'all remember that? There was a lot of talk about JJ McCarthy. I remember Cavage told JJ McCarthy. Remember the Drake May talks, y'all? With the Commanders? You remember that?
No.
But all along, even including Caleb, they wanted Jaden Daniels. Because you got to play the game. Now, the New York Giants, obviously, I think they're going to draft Shedeur. But if somebody give them a crazy offer, like a bad team, the next 3 first-round picks, or stuff, then they might take it. But they want to. And I think that's what the Commanders did also. I think the only team that probably would take Jackson Dart over Shedeur are the New Orleans Saints. And the reason why I say that because the New Orleans Saints haven't spent no time with Shedeur Sanders. And there's a possibility that he could slip to them. With all the talks going on in the media, they haven't requested a lot of visits with him. But Jackson Dart, they spend tons of time with Jackson Dart. That's the only reason why I think that he might go to the Saints before Shador is available. But do I think the New York Giants, because they got all these ties to Ole Miss, they're gonna drag Jackson Dart over Shador? No. So right now, I just think it's all smoke and mirrors. I think Shador is still going to the Giants. If he don't go to the Giants, they ain't getting Jackson Dart.
I disagree with you, Joe. I disagree with you. I really think, from what I'm seeing, from all the Giants media, from all everyone that's in there, that they are really thinking about finding a way to get Jackson Dart and not Shador Sanders. Now, here's my issue with this whole thing between Jackson Dart and Shador Sanders. First, I got to say something to Colin Cowherd, because he tried to make it seem like Jackson Dart is going to be like another Blake Bortles or something like that. First of all, that shows that you don't watch college football, Colin Cowherd, because we have been talking about Jackson Dart for the last 2 years. If you watch college football, Colin Cowherd, you will understand that most people in college football were talking about Jackson Dart and Ole Miss. But you clearly only look at the guys that are like Heisman candidates and stuff like that. So you don't really know too much about college football. So excuse you. Now I want to talk about this whole thing about Shador Sanders. There's a lot going around that basically is saying that they don't like his attitude or the way he carries himself. Okay. Let me ask y'all this question. Y'all do know, think about the Mannings. Remember when the trade came around, and remember when he originally got drafted by the Chargers and then he forced his way to be with the Giants? Was there any thing about that going on between Eli Manning and the Giants? I mean, no, they pretty much just feel like it was just another day at the office, right? Now, let's say Arch Manning, who's with Texas right now. Let's say he does what his uncles did and pretty much stays with Texas for the next 2 seasons, and he plays 4 years with Texas. Let's say he comes out, and let's say there's a team that has a chance to draft him, but he forces his way to go somewhere else. Are we going to hear the same thing about Arch Manning that we hear about Shador Sanders? Shador Sanders is willing to go wherever he wants to go. Now, is it wrong that he has confidence about his play, that he has confidence about what he is? No, because Cam Ward has that same exact confidence, and they're saying that he's going to be number 1 overall. You don't hear anything about Cam Ward. They like the way that he plays, and that I think even last night, shout out to AJ, Kev, and Carl. AJ was saying that he doesn't like him being nonchalant. I don't hear no NFL team saying they don't like Cam Ward not being nonchalant. So why are we hearing it about Shador? It's because of his last name. It's because of his last name. It's because of Dion. It's because of who he is. That's the reason why we're hearing this about Shador Sanders. Shador Sanders, to me, and I'm a Cam Ward fan. I represent the University of Miami. I believe Shador Sanders is the most pro-rated quarterback in this draft. I believe he's the best quarterback in this draft. But the Browns are talking about passing up on him. The Giants are talking about passing up on him. The Saints are talking about passing up on him. The only team that seems to be very serious about drafting him is the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the only team that I haven't heard said that they don't feel bad about him. Everything else, I can see all these other teams passing him, because I've posted multiple times in our NFL chat that there are Browns people saying that they are not going to draft Shador Sanders. There are also almost the same exact people with the Giants saying that they don't know where they're going to go, because they did go sign Jameis Winston. They did sign Russell Wilson. So they have 2 quarterbacks that's right there. Is he really going to sit behind both of them? Did they really sign Jameis Winston for no reason, just to go ahead and cut him and have him somewhere else? Or the same thing with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson said he's going to be the starter. So I don't know what's going on with the Giants, but there's some things that are very serious about him not getting drafted in the top 5 at all. So that's very serious that he might not go to the Giants. So that's the reason why I disagree, Joe, because I'm really hearing that they are doing more work on Jackson Dart than they are with Shador Sanders because of all those ties of Ole Miss, but also because they prefer the way that he plays, and because the way he because he's so similar to Jalen Hurts that's the kind of quarterback that they want. They want someone that's similar to the quarterback that's in their division. So that's what I'm going with what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, and that's what it sounds like to me. Not who do I think? I think Shedeur should be drafted. I think it should be Shedeur that gets drafted over Jackson Dart. But from what I'm hearing, I definitely can see Jackson Dart getting drafted before Shedeur gets drafted.
Joe said smoke and mirrors. With this smoke, there's fire, Joe. This team gonna always find a way to mess something up. If I'm with you, I'm hoping they don't mess this up, but all signs are pointing to them probably trading back or going with Jackson Dart. They want the quarterback that's going to sit behind Russell Wilson for a year and learn how the NFL is. Because you got to think Malik Neighbors is over there. Malik Neighbors just proved to the league that he is a high caliber wide receiver. You think they're going to want to go through another year where they got this offensive line they're trying to rebuild, and then they got their wide receiver with the quarterback trying to really figure out the NFL? I mean, they can always look back and go back to the NFC East, because most times when you're going in the draft, the first thing you do is you look at who's the best team in your division, who's the second best team in your division. You're like, all right, we need to build around that. And a lot of teams look at the running backs now. All the running backs are going back because you see what the Eagles just did. A lot of people talking about offensive linemen because what the Eagles just did with the offensive line. But if you're the Giants, who's the closest team you feel like you're close? Who's the team in the division that you feel like you're the closest to? Some would say the Cowboys right now, but you don't have a quarterback. But then some would say you can go with the Commanders and how they're building their team. They had a young quarterback come in and shock the world. He had a veteran wide receiver that was over there and they made some things shake. But Neighbors isn't a vet. This is Neighbors' second year. Imagine if they would have drafted Shedeur and then go have a Terry over there. Things like that can happen. I think the Giants get that call and they trade back. But the only team I'm trading back with, again, the deal has to be great. Because I seen Vaughn say something about the Steelers. The deal has to be great. I'm not just about to trade back to 21 so you all can get Shedeur and you just give me, we just swap picks. That's not going to work because there's too many high caliber players in that top 10. I don't think he gets drafted by the Saints neither if he falls. I don't think he falls that far to the Saints. I think Carolina, maybe the Jets make a phone call. I know the Jets just went and got Geno, but that's still New York. They can still find a way to make some things shake there. Go ahead.
Just don't have Geno. They got Justin Fields.
Justin Fields. You're right. Never mind. He's not going there. My bad. I don't know. I forgot all about my fantasy quarterback. Thank you for that. Thanks for keeping me honest. So, honestly, you feel calls, but you don't go about it the way they went about it. To say that Jackson Dart is the better of the two quarterbacks, the other teams, you think these other teams just sat on their hands the whole season? They didn't watch the film. They don't know who Shedeur is. They're just going to be like, oh, we seen the Giants won Jackson Dart. We just seen you let Saquon walk out the door for nothing. So you think we really gonna believe your scouting analysis? We gonna go back to our scouts and ask them, did they really believe who's the better of the two quarterbacks? And a lot of teams are gonna say that. I don't even know why the Browns is letting this situation fly past them, but that's the Browns. And if the Giants let this situation happen, we're gonna put y'all on the same bus with the Browns and just be like, I guess they just the Giants at this point. Because you can't let high caliber talent like that go, Joe. I'm sorry. You all were fielding calls, but you knew for a fact that the deal had to be the greatest deal ever for you all about to trade back with any other team.
So, do you really think for the third number overall pick, the Giants would draft Jackson Dart?
No, but I don't think that they're going to draft Shedeur either.
So that's why I think it's smoke and mirrors. Because here's the thing: they're just trying to get, because the problem. I know you said the only reason why you said the only team out here that are interested in Shedeur for real are the Steelers. It's because the Steelers are picking at 21st. Shedeur, based on this draft, is not based on everybody. It's not projected to be a third overall pick. They got other guys like Travis Hunter might be there still. Abdul Carter might be there still. So there are other places they can go at the number 3 overall pick. But at 21st, Shedeur is a steal at that point. So that's why the Steelers might look good. But to think that the Giants will draft Shedeur, not Shedeur, Jackson Dart over Shedeur at 3, that's why I spoke of mirrors. Now, obviously, they're going to visit him, man. Because if they do pass up Shedeur and try to get him on the back end and trade up, and they don't get Shedeur, they can settle for Jackson Dart. Because they got to get the quarterback for the future. That got to be the goal this year. Get the quarterback for the future. So that's why I don't think at number 3, they're going to drive Jackson Dart over Shador. If both of those quarterbacks, so let me ask you this too. If both of those quarterbacks are available, who do you think they're going to drive?
Travis Hunter.
No. I'm talking about they would drive a quarterback. Let's say it's like they trade up to the 18 pick. And Shador and Jackson Dart is right there. Who y'all think they're going to drive?
I think they draft Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart over Shador?
You said they trade back to 18 and they
both
still there?
And they're both still there.
I really think so, Joe.
I think they're going to go with Dart because now it's no media hype behind it. There's no hype behind it.
I really think so.
Nobody had Dart in the top 10. I'm sorry.
Yo, I'm not going based off of how I see Shador Sanders, how good he is. I'm going off based of what I hear and what I see and everything that I've been hearing this entire offseason.
But entire, we didn't hear about Jackson Dart until yesterday.
How they judging them?
Dave, you can't say entire offseason. You heard nothing about Jackson Dart and the Giants until yesterday, probably. It's been Shador the whole offseason.
I'm talking about based on Shador. That's what I'm talking about. Based on Shador.
But the Giants are cool with Shador. They've been visiting Shador all offseason. They saw Shador more than any other team. So why would we believe, because of one report that came out yesterday about Jackson Dart, that all of a sudden he's gonna jump Shador? Come on, man.
You heard him? They named everything. His son said it. He listening to his kids now.
But look, I'm with you, Cav. That's why I get a scenario of trading back. You know what I mean? And Shador does have a high. Don't get me wrong. Shador can be a good, like, no shot, Dave. No shot, Cav. Look at Jalen Hurts. Look, think about it. You think Shador, talent-wise and all this stuff, because Shador got the mindset too. Shador, talent-wise, ain't better than Jalen Hurts? Come on now, let's be real. And Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl quarterback.
He's a passer? Absolutely.
So that's why you can get the quarterback for the future, but is he worth the 3rd overall pick? That's the question.
But see,
so
go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish your.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, because see, you got to think about it like this though, Joe. If they trade back to 18, nobody had Dart in the top 10 with being picked. So now it's no sweat on their back. They like, it's no sweat equity. We traded back to go get Dart. Now we had 3 and we picked Dart. We understand what you're saying, but if we trade back and both of those quarterbacks is there, they like, I'm gonna go get my guy.
Yeah,
and Dart was out.
You think that guy's Dart?
I don't think they draft. I don't think they draft either at 3.
He said what?
I don't think they draft either at 3.
The reason why I say trade back, because there are not a lot of quarterbacks. Like the Patriots 4th overall, but they're not drafting a quarterback. You know, maybe the Raiders, only after the Giants, Raiders, and Saints. And then up into them, it's Pittsburgh. For real. Outside of that, everybody got a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going nowhere. That's why I say 18.
I don't know, Joe. Shador drop. Jerry might make that call, Joe. I don't know. You talking about going back to 18? Jerry might make that call. He might make that call.
What Jerry gonna do? That got a no trade clause.
Don't matter. He's gonna things happen.
He's gonna sell money. He's gonna want to play.
Things happen. You know, I can see it. You can because they wanted what's the name? Johnny Manziel.
I highly doubt that happens.
He wanted Johnny Manziel. It was the same thing.
And he can want Shador Sanders all he wants. He ain't drafting.
With that one. That dude did not watch film.
He fought to 12. Jerry might leave the room and make the call himself. He like, yeah, all right, y'all can hate me later. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Cass said he had the Giants going O-line. I was like, dang, what Travis Hunter saying right there?
Nah, they're gonna take Travis Hunter. I'm sorry. If they stay at 3 and Travis Hunter's on the board, you don't gotta worry. This whole conversation on the board. They're
gonna get Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter. Neither one of them fall.
Well, whoever's available. Yeah, but I think they could probably get Shador.
I think the Browns take Carter.
The Browns should take Carter.
Or they might take Genty. I'm just saying. They might try to get their Nick Chubb replacement. I'm just saying.
I don't think so. No. I think Genty's going 5 or 6. He might have
to the Raiders.
Carl, the reason why he didn't draft Johnny Manziel is because his son took the phone from him and said, "Go get Zach Martin."
He was right.
I'm just saying he might leave the room this time and be like, "Look, bro, I'm gonna go get my quarterback. I don't know what y'all talking about."
Hey, Steven, can you go get the coffee out the thing for me? You gonna start calling?
Who tripped the Wi-Fi? That's crazy with the flip phone. Yeah, put that pick in.
Dad, what are you doing? Nothing.
Exactly. It go across the ticket. But
Hunter's not going past 3, Kev. He's
Nah,
not
this-
going past 3.
Shador might go for 3.
this conversation alone just lets you know that that draft night is going to be electric because we
I
don't
can't
know.
wait. I
Outside
should've
of
gone
one,
to
we don't know
I'm here,
what.
I'm here
happened.
draft night, so I'm good with
You
it.
know what? I should go on the show for like the first 5 picks. After that, deuces. I'm sorry. I might do that for the first like 5
It's gonna be
picks.
interesting.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here.
Carl, you hear that? I might join you for the first like 5 picks.
All right, so look, but Joe, we'll see what happens on draft night. Make sure y'all tune in to Refuse to Lose. CTC, Carl hosting it this year, right?
Yep.
Make sure y'all subscribe. Yep, make sure y'all subscribe to CTC. He did the mock draft already, so we'll check out his mock draft and then run it back. And shout out to AJ for that end of the episode blunder. I like what you did there. But make sure y'all subscribe to CTC. We got the draft. We doing it live, reactions and everything. However, one guy got drafted, right? Or the Mr. Irrelevant. Then he found out this team could actually win games with him. And then they started getting irrelevant. And that was me just taking a shot. That was me just taking I gotta take my shots when I can. I'm just saying.
I mean, we were beating you before we drafted him, so
you right. You right. Then we took Prime and found a way to win.
In the NFC West. So go ahead.
They became irrelevant in the NFC West. You see what I'm saying? I'm just saying. And we became irrelevant in the NFC East. But here we go, Dave. We talking about the 49ers. We talking about Purdy, right? They became the Giants.
The Mr. Irrelevant last pick. John last place. 49ers last place in the NFC West.
I wasn't trying to go that far. I wasn't trying to go that far, but you said it. I agree with it. Now we gotta talk about where did Purdy rank based off last season. David Van us know.
Hey, you gotta get all the punches you could right now until they get good again. Go ahead.
Again.
Dang!
What you mean again?
You mean
sounding like they bad or something? They not bad.
They were last in the NFC West.
But they not bad though.
Let him say what he wants to say. He know why we were 6-11 last year.
They're not the
What's
Titans.
the bad? Tell me.
They're not the Titans. That's
When
bad.
Titans last?
Titans got the first pick. They bad.
That's bad. What's the 49ers pick?
They 11.
Okay.
Yeah, he said give.
Ironic. Okay, go ahead.
Where does Brock Purdy rank based on amongst quarterbacks ranks? Look, I got me all discombobulated. Where does Purdy rank amongst quarterbacks based upon last season?
All right. So
15.
Where do I have Brock Purdy ranked based off last season?
Oh, let me full screen. Hold up. No, I gotta see our No, I'm gonna see our reactions first. No, I'm gonna full screen. Go ahead.
So, based off last season, I mean, Brock Purdy played 15 games. He missed 2 because of injury. He had some okay stats last season, of course. You know, and if you look at the team, we had a lot of injuries last year. Bosa missed games. Dre Greenlaw didn't play until December. Tyler Lohafunga was out.
Yeah, wow.
Trent Williams missed the last half of the season. Christian McCaffrey missed the first 8 games, and then he missed the last 5 games. So we had to deal with that. So that's a total of 13 games that Christian McCaffrey had missed with.
He was on a Madden cover, right?
Some Achilles injuries. Yes, he was. Saquon's next. We had Brandon Ayuk, who started off the season horribly, but then he ended the season on injured reserve. He missed the entire season. Debo missed games. We had a lot of injuries on this team last season. And I know that there's a clip out there that says Brock Purdy is not a top 10 quarterback.
Mm.
And based off last season, I would agree for sure.
Mm.
I don't believe he's top 10. I would have Purdy like in between 11 and 15 right now. I have him like 13th overall based on last season because of all the injuries. And when we did have some of the guys that were healthy, he did play similar to what he did the season before when we went to the Super Bowl. But overall, there were still some games where he did not play particularly well. And yes, we didn't have those weapons, but you still have to judge him based off of his play. And some of those games where we had opportunities to convert on third or fourth down, he did not convert. He had double-digit interceptions last year, double-digit turnovers altogether because he had a total of 12 interceptions and 7 fumbles. So that was 19 turnovers overall last season. So, and that's 20 touchdowns, 20 pass touchdowns, 5 rushes. So 25 and 19. Those are average numbers when it comes to just his stats wise. He didn't throw for 4,000 yards, but he threw for 3,800 yards. Completion percentage was cool. He had 66% completion percentage, which is not too bad, but it's not great either. So I would have him 13th overall, honestly. But like I said, it was an injury riddled season, so it wasn't much he could really do with what he had last season. And there's a lot of people that say that Brock Purdy wouldn't be this if he didn't have any weapons. Look, if you look at any quarterback, if they don't have the weapons other than Lamar Jackson and Patrick and even Patrick Mahomes, when Patrick Mahomes didn't have his weapons, and he didn't look like Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson looks like himself, no matter if he has weapons or not, because he's yet to have a top tier wide receiver. So, other than Lamar Jackson, if you talk about Jalen Hurts didn't look like this when he didn't have these weapons. You look at Joe Burrow, when Joe Burrow did not have T. Higgins out there, it wasn't much he could do. He didn't win any games without T. Higgins out there. If you look at Patrick Mahomes, like I said, when he did not have a top tier weapon out there other than Travis Kelce, he did not look like Patrick Mahomes. So let's stop that when it comes to Brock Purdy, that he don't have his weapons, and he ain't good. If no quarterback in history really has their weapons, they don't really look that good. Other than Lamar Jackson, like I said, they don't look that good. You can name any other quarterback, and Joe, I know you looking because you're looking at Jaden McDaniels. He still got Terry McLaurin. So just
Or Jaden Daniels. Jaden Timberwolves.
what I'm saying is he has
Like, I kept
Terry
him in mind.
McLaurin. But
I thought he was looking at Jalen Hurts.
But I'm just saying that there's a lot of quarterbacks that have weapons and they look really good with those weapons. Without those weapons, they don't really look that good. So that's all I'm saying. So, but I don't have him top 10 either. I have him like 13th overall, honestly, but I don't have him top 10.
That's funny. You got him at 13, and Joe was talking about the Giants trading him back to get a quarterback. just a callback. But I agree with you. I say top 15 going off of last year. Who you got in front of him to have him at 13?
Good question. That's my next question.
Your mic, Joe.
Based off last year, I have Matthew Stafford ahead of him, of course. I think Jordan Love did play a little bit better than he did. He didn't have as many turnovers as he did. Jordan Love had a total of 15 turnovers, and if he had injuries to deal with on his team as well. Geno Smith, I have Geno Smith ahead of him after the based off last season because Geno Smith had a better completion percentage. He had better he had more passing yards, and his team almost made the playoffs last year, of course. So I'm giving him that as well. And they dealt with injuries too. I think they had injuries at the running back position with Kenneth Walker. I just don't have him right there. I have Mahomes ahead of him, of course. Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield, based off last season. Based off last season, I have Sam Darnold ahead of him, of course. Jared Goff, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I have all those quarterbacks ahead of him. I even put CJ Stroud ahead of him based off last season as well. because he was even with his injuries because he had Stephon Diggs out for the entire year. He had a time where Tank Dell wasn't out there. So I could just based off last season because of what those teams were able to do to get their teams there. We're dealing with injuries as well, not as much as him, but I could still have him. I got those quarterbacks above him.
Do you have Bo Nix ahead of him?
Based off last season, yeah, I got him ahead of him too.
You got Russ over him?
No.
And he just commented. That's
Kyler
crazy.
Murray?
No.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Herbert.
Mm-mm.
Okay, hold on. You got.
Well, no. I have Kyler Murray ahead of him, but not Herbert.
Why not Herbert? You got Geno. Herbert made it to the playoffs and he had like 4 interceptions the whole year.
He had like 5 in one game though.
In where? Where was that game at?
Don't talk about me and quarterbacks throwing picks in the playoffs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You named 14 quarterbacks above Brock Purdy. So he was 15 last year?
Yeah,
I said 13.
I said 13 to 15. If I have him in that range, 11 to 15. So,
man, you got Geno in there. You got to put Herbert above him. Geno led the league in interceptions. Tied, I think, with Baker Mayfield.
Let's see.
And they missed the playoffs. And he had 3 elite receivers. Not 3 elite, but you know what I'm saying?
Nah, Kirk Cousins tied with Baker Mayfield in the 15.
Geno had 15?
Geno had 15.
yeah, Geno had 15.
Herbert had what, 4? Something like that?
3.
3! And he made the playoffs.
Yeah, he had 3 interceptions all season. 9 turnovers overall.
Hold on. Herbert had 3 interceptions last year?
Yes. And he had 4 in the playoffs.
Who was his offensive coordinator?
Did he really just say Carson Wentz? Come on now.
He playing. I'm just
Go. Were you about to go, Tomo?
I just wanted to ask him that because for me, I had him in that 11 to 15 range, but I had him at 11, like just knocking on the door. I don't see 14.
11. I mean, I could easily move him up, but I'm just basing off of how I saw him play and how I saw those other quarterbacks play, and bigger games, of course, and then games where we should have won and stuff like that. I just, I expected more out of him last year than what he did, even though we had injuries.
So it's based upon your expectations. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, it's based off my expectations.
That's why early in the segment when I forgot we talking about, we said 11. I said how ironic because I got him 11 too. Like Dave. Come on, man, you dripping. Geno Smith above Brock Purdy. What had Geno Smith done last year? Tell me. Got a better record? Do more passing yards? You know why? Go look at the completion attempts. Go look at the passing attempts. I ain't even look at it. I bet you Geno is like way ahead of Brock Purdy. Don't forget, Brock Purdy missed 2 games, like you said.
Yeah, he did.
So he should have more passing yards and stuff than him.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. Jalen Hurts. Come on now. Is it a question? JD5 will always be above Brock Purdy. I'm sorry, Dave. JD5.
Always?
Brock Purdy? I said Brock Purdy. All right.
Always?
Oh, my gosh.
Joe Burrow, for sure. Jared Goff. Baker Mayfield. The guy you backed up, Brock Purdy. Sam Darnold. Lamar Jackson. It's not in order, obviously. Lamar Jackson.
I'm glad you said that.
Patrick Mahomes. Justin Herbert. I am putting Kyler Murray above him. Not Geno. Kyler Murray, I think he played better than him last year. Mm-hmm. Brock Purdy hurt me last year. That hurt me. Probably hurt you more than me, but his 4-quarter performances weren't good last year. He threw a lot of games in the
and that was a part of the reason why I dropped him is because I saw those 4th quarters, and those 4th quarters were bad, man. It was bad.
The MVP, Josh Allen. I'm looking at Tomo while I'm saying this.
Shout out to Josh Allen. He made good decisions off the field.
Carl, based off last season, I'm not putting Purdy over Darnold. He said based off last season.
Yes. based on last season. It's based on last season. But here's where I disagree with you at. Jordan Love. Why Jordan Love over him?
I look at Jordan Love because he was injured as well and dealt with injuries on his team, and he was still able to do he still was able to do better than what Purdy did last season.
Do what better?
Just off his play.
Dave, you know they won like 3 or 4 games without Jordan Love, and they squeezed into the playoffs. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The backup came in and won 3 games, and Jordan Love, we passed them. You know that, right? They would have played the Bucks, and we would have played the Eagles first round, but no. They lost to the Bears at the end of the season.
They played the same amount of games.
Who?
Purdy and Jordan Love. They both only missed 2 games.
No, I got you on that, but your guy got injuries galore.
Yeah,
Jordan Love didn't play good last year. How many interceptions he had?
11.
And how many Purdy had? 11 probably.
Nah, he had
12.
He had 12.
Yeah, he had 12.
He had 12. He had 12 with 7 fumbles. He had 19
think-
turnovers last season.
I don't think Jordan Love played good at last year. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't putting Jordan Love. And he had Jacobs. Javon Wright, he had Jacob. I'm not putting Jordan Love. And the defense was good last year. I'm not putting Jordan Love over him. And look, I get it. Matthew Stafford, he dealt with injuries too. But you gotta realize y'all defense wasn't good last year. Y'all had injuries galore in your defense. Defense wasn't good. Y'all used to be in the number 1, number 2, number 3 defense. Last year, what were y'all ranked? I don't even remember. Y'all was not good. The only way I'll put Stafford above him based on last year because of the playoff running. You know, he went to the playoffs, all that stuff. But outside of that, regular season, I think Purdy had a better year for real. So that's why I can't dig it.
Okay, stop.
Bro, this is my issue though. Everyone keeps saying this. Everyone says that. And I clearly I knew somebody was gonna say this. I knew it.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you name the guys that need weapons.
Every quarterback in history needs weapons for real. Peyton Manning, did he win a Super Bowl without a good receiver or tight end in his life? No.
I mean, Jalen Hurts made it to the playoffs without any weapons for real. Yeah,
but did he win a playoff game without him though?
Got to the playoffs.
No.
Who?
Did he win a playoff game without him? No.
Yeah, one weapon.
Did he have the same amount of injuries that Purdy had last year? No.
I mean, what the injuries what Purdy had is the same Jalen Hurts had. They were projected to win 4 games, just like us. I mean, we made the playoffs, one weapon.
Okay, Joe.
Joe, stop, Joe. Someone made the playoffs one weapon. Yeah, like 5 at least, a solid 5. Y'all was a good spades hand. Y'all was a good spades hand.
No, I'm serious. Purdy had an opportunity to show people I ain't a product of the system. He would he fumbled a lot of them games, bro.
He did, but the defense also fumbled a lot of those games too.
That's what I'm.
Because especially those 2 games, those 3 games in the beginning of the season against the Cardinals, I think it was the Seahawks, and all 3 division games where we had leads in the 4th quarter and we blew it because the defense just gave up plays. So, and then Purdy didn't help because he was throwing interceptions or fumbling the ball or throwing it behind players, and I was just like, "Come on, man! Like it's crazy. It's crazy."
And that's not being a product of the system, because if he was a product of the system, the passes would have been on point. Because the system allows for you to put the passes where they need to be.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. So the fact that he didn't put the passes on point, he not the product.
He messed the system up. That's not being a product. I'm just saying.
And then he had, and then I mean, Jawan Jennings had a career year last year.
The Javon, the comment they playing, he's like, it's my time to shine. Or they have time to talk.
I know where Javon going with. I think I know where he going with this one.
I do too.
I think he's going back to that guy who called them plays.
We see Jimmy G. He right though. We see Jimmy G go to Super Bowl with he right.
Yes, we did, but we also saw Jimmy G go to Super Bowl only throwing 8 passes in the playoff game. Like, come on.
I'm not gonna lie. One thing Brock Purdy has done that any other quarterback outside of RG3, you know what I mean? RG3 was like that, but he ain't doing the playoffs. That he had in the playoffs, that as a head coach, Jimmy G was clutch down the stretch against the Green Bay Packers, I think, and against the Detroit Lions. No, the Detroit Lions, that game I'm talking about, really.
Kev, stop. He
You
don't have
mean
Bryce.
Brock
He don't have
Purdy?
Bryce Young.
You said Jimmy G.
Yes, I'm not putting Bryce Young over Purdy last year.
Yeah, Kev, stop.
Cass said they might.
Why would I put what?
Cause he said you're a hard critic. That's why, according to his standards here. I mean, you got Gino above him.
No.
How much Gino played in the worst game last year? Them and the Bears. That was the worst game I've seen all year.
He did.
There's no way I'm putting Gino above him.
Yeah, nah, he knocking on the door. I got him at 11.
Yeah, I'm with Tomo. He got 11, bro. 13, 15 basically. You told
11,
me
13, 15. All I'm saying, all we can all agree that he's not top 10 based off last
He
year.
wasn't top 10 last year.
That's why I said based off last year, he's not top 10. That was my biggest
They
thing.
going crazy. Carl do not like that Gino.
I feel him though. And Jordan Love was hurt, and
Hey, I could be very well wrong with Gino. It's just how I feel about Purdy and what I saw him play in certain how I saw him play in certain games and games that I know we could have won. Even when the defense had played well, and I'm like, Purdy, if you just make this play, it can happen. So,
Hey Vaughn, answer this question for me later. You can answer it now in the comments. We'll talk about it out here. What makes you got to be in the game to be a gamer? You got to have like his weapons around him for him to be a gamer. I don't understand the game management part. I'm confused by that.
It don't matter to me whether he's a game manager or a gamer. I don't care. I don't care, honestly.
Think about it though.
He's saying like how when okay, Joe, this is your moment. Like when plays broke down, JD was like, all right, I'm gonna go get the yards. That's what separates him from being a gamer and a game manager. Because technically, him going to get the yards and not throwing an interception is kind of being a game manager.
I mean, he's made plays without his guys. I mean, we see him make plays with Jawan Jennings. Jawan Jennings not considered a top wide receiver, so he's made plays without his guys.
They lost that game though, Dave, when he went crazy.
I'm not, Joe. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I'm saying make plays. He can make plays without his guys, but it's different from winning multiple games without his guys. That's not this. That's different.
I can see it from the other side because y'all had the best roster offensively. As far as like star power, not all together, like depth, because y'all don't have depth. Obviously, we saw that last year when y'all got hurt. But when everybody's healthy, y'all there. And y'all got the best play caller probably in the NFL right now. Him and Sean McVay are neck and neck. But probably Kyle Shanahan's probably the best.
And Reed up there too, of course.
And Reed, I get you, Andy Reid, but you got Mahomes. But look, so Kyle Shanahan, you have him and with the full roster. And you get to the NFC Championship game, you get hurt, and you get a Super Bowl. And then last year, when everybody got hurt, y'all went on a losing streak. Remember that. So now, don't get me wrong, he led up a game-winning drive, him and Brandon Ayuk, and your Moody guy missed a game-winning kick against the Cleveland Browns. That's another story. And then last year, you finally get hurt. Not finally, but you get hurt last year, and not only miss a playoff, you're last in your division. So there's people saying, I can see why people would say, bro, like, without his weapons, he ain't nothing. I get why people will say that because in the fourth quarter, like I said, the fourth quarter, he kept letting me know. I'm like, dang, bro, he kept throwing interceptions in the fourth quarter. You know, so
see, the difference about I gotta say something about this last comment. The thing about Purdy and Hurts had now. Hurts, we were judging Hurts off of his 2022 season. We were saying, is this real? We said that same thing about Purdy after 2023. We was like, all right, is this real? Like, is this really who he is? And he proved it the next season because he was leading the MVP race. The only reason why he lost is because he had a bad game against the Ravens. And that gave Lamar Jackson the MVP pretty much because he beat Purdy, even though he didn't have the numbers to back it up. So before we say that, all I'm saying is Purdy had basically a year and a half where you seen that he actually is a really good quarterback. Not great, not great, not a superstar, not a franchise changing player. I've never said that about Purdy, but he is a really good quarterback.
He got a lot to prove next year.
Of course he does. He got a lot to prove to me too. I mean, we have the easiest schedule. Got the easiest schedule next year. Everyone's coming back healthy. We lost some really good players. I mean, Tavarius Ward is gone. Dre Greenlaw's gone. Tyler Nohafunga's gone. Offensive line is probably the one thing I don't care about because all the offensive guys that we lost weren't that good when they were with us. So I don't really care too much about that. And then Debo's gone. So is Ricky Pearsall going to be number 2, or are we going to draft another receiver or something? I don't know. So it's a lot that could play into it, but CMC is healthy, Fred Warner's healthy, George Kittle's healthy, Trent Williams healthy. So we'll see.
That's good.
All right. Well, this is how I know we took some days off.
I know.
So let's get right to it. We're gonna roll right into it.
Thank you for being honest. Thank you.
There was no fluke. He's a legit system. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you talking about last year, right? Because and the Lions game and the Green Bay game.
Lions game, Green Bay game. Because the Lions games, he used his legs to make sure that we were able to win that game.
It was a stat.
Exactly.
It was a stat that Kyle Shanahan haven't won a game when losing by a certain amount of points, and Purdy was the only quarterback ever done that. I forgot.
Only one. So come on.
Well, I mean, we all lost our games last week. Lock them in. Just every time I come back, let me see these things. That's what I'm talking about right there. As long as we still tied, I'm still alive. Ain't that what you said, Joe? But we'll just lock them in 7. We're gonna make it quick, man. This is where we tell you all what teams we're gonna pick. Actually, because most of the seasons are dwindling down, fellas, we have to get in our baseball bag, Teddy. I'm gonna need you, man. WNBA ramping back up too, but outside of that, this is where we tell you our picks for the week. Well, for the following day game. So this is for today's Tuesday. This is for Wednesday night's game. Okay. And again, these are our opinions. Okay. Refer to the tag on all of your betting apps as far as what we feel as though these are our opinions. If you have an addiction, make sure you call that number. But these are our opinions. And right now, I'm liking that we all are tied. So Joe, who you got?
I'm going big or go home. I would go with the spread, but I'm going money line with this one. Big or go home. And look, this is a plus 500. Feeling good about this one. Give me the Miami Heat beating the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 2 tomorrow. Yes, sir. Give me that. I could easily go plus 12. That's easy. But I'm going to go money line.
You did the right thing there.
Okay. I appreciate you, Joe. I appreciate you. They
getting blown out again? Oh, my bad.
Oh, you talking about the Bucks?
I'm talking about the Grizzlies.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I saw that.
Is it bad like that?
It's 70-52.
Yeah, they get murked. The Bucks getting blown out too. They down by 14. I am going with the other team in Florida at plus 10.5. I'm going with the Magic at plus 10.5. They got them at minus 10.5 to Boston. I don't think they get blown out. I don't think they lose by double digits. I think that they could definitely win that game too. So, but I'm definitely putting plus 10.5.
You know what, man? I'm gonna take Carl advice.
Look, no. Look. Oh, Carl said I was cheating last week. Now you up here giving advice?
I'm gonna take Carl advice, bro. Like, he's right. Me taking money line or the diagonal, what's the difference? I mean, it's 1 point. So I'm gonna take the points. But if you're a better man, you might want to take the money line. So the points are plus 12.
Plus 12.
All right, well,
shout out to Carl.
Did I read this? They got their favorite? I don't know. I thought it was one other way around. But you talking about going on a limb. I'm going with Houston, minus 3.5.
I thought he was about I knew that.
Minus what?
Minus 3.5.
Oh, they favorite? Oh, it's not.
I know.
They got a minus 3.5. I see minus 3.
They gonna blow.
Well, ESPN they got 3.5, but I'm gonna take the half because I might need it. You said they're gonna blow the Warriors out.
I think they're gonna blow them out one time in the series. Right, versus.
Hopefully Hopefully, it's tomorrow, so I can get my win.
We'll see. And then who you got again? You got.
Orlando Magic plus 10.5.
We all pick a NBA. Oh, we got. Oh, I like this. We all got someone in a basketball game. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely because they're at home, Carl. It's definitely because they're at home. Talking about the Rockets.
He should drop the hook.
He said you should drop the hook.
Pistons win again. Oh. She had 3. Okay, Carl, you giving it by I'm gonna go with
he's right. Yeah. You say 3. Yeah, it's better.
All right, let me get. All right, I'm gonna go with Dave said -3. Houston.
Just trying to help a brother out.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right.
Records, man.
All right. Last words, man. Hey, like Tomo said, you can tell we ain't been on in a while. It's 8:50. But great episode. We blended in the NBA and NFL and the NBA playoffs. So that's pretty good. We're gonna talk about more quarterbacks. Maybe Dak will be next. JD5 might be next. We don't know.
Dak what? Ranking him with?
Maybe
last year.
Maybe he won't be ranked. Maybe he rank him on his own team. I mean, I'm just saying.
If Shador dropped to 12,
back for.
If Shador dropped to 12, I'm just saying we got a conversation.
He might do that though. So shout out to the whole R2L network. Shout out to the whole R2L family. The network is doing great. Shout out to RBO, had an episode today. CTC did one yesterday. BWT also did one 2 days ago or yesterday morning. So shout out to everybody. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the playoffs. As y'all can tell, as y'all saw on IG, I'm going live after every set of game. So I'm gonna try my best to go live after tonight. I'm gonna have to catch up. As you see, we was on the show. Catch up with these games.
But one of those games easy.
2 of them.
So,
the Pacers also doing work too. So if you free, tune in tonight and join me on IG Live. I will appreciate that. And yeah, man. Commanders, Jane Daniels ran in the. That's what I know. That you saw it. He ran into the facility. I know you saw that. Couldn't wait to get back. Couldn't wait to get back. I know you saw it too, Tomo.
The Wyans was outside.
I actually didn't see it.
All right, Morris, man.
He probably was funny because when they did the AJ Brown I'm glad we could laugh about it because nobody got hurt. But yeah,
especially in the DMV, man. Well, that's all I got for y'all though.
Go ahead, Dave.
Man,
you good, bro? That Rob Purdy segment was tough, huh?
Nah. It's something totally different. I'm very, very happy that we get to do this every single time, man.
Yes.
If y'all want to join something, join a movement. Join Refuse to Lose Network. And you don't have to be someone that comes in the show. Just become a member today. Subscribe, man. We are doing something that not a lot of other people do. We don't just have a show where it's just the 3 of us. We have other shows on the network that are all doing really well. So whatever you do, don't just subscribe here. Subscribe to all the other channels and watch this network grow, and you can be a part of that. San Francisco, just have a good draft on Thursday. Do not, I repeat, do not draft a kicker early in this draft.
So my comment.
I guarantee you're going to hear from me. I'm going to call John Lynch personally myself and say, just go ahead and resign today. Just go ahead and turn that badge in and don't come back, because that is ridiculous. Miami Heat, I wish you lost that game against the Hawks so we could have 2 first-round picks, but we here. It's all good. It's all good. We here. Just show me that you're not going to get swept. That's all I need you to do. Just show me that you're not going to get swept. I don't like how in the first game we got close to 7 points, got to within 6 points, but then they kept going back. And Duncan Robinson, don't let Donovan Mitchell punk you like that again. All right? Don't let him just push you like that and you just shrug. Nah, push that man back. This is heat culture. We don't do that. Push that man back.
He could have got him attacked for doing that. He just sat there.
Exactly. And shout out to you for becoming a member today and subscribing to the Refuse to Lose Network.
There we go. Shout out to all our superstar members. Shout out to Warren.
And happy belated to my boy who just turned 7 years old this past Saturday.
Happy birthday to my boy Worm and the R2L family too.
Yep, happy birthday, Warren. So
birthdays all around.
Yeah, shout out to your son too, Dave.
It was superstar members.
Yeah,
You said, shout out to Warren. Yep. Joe, Dave, myself, Teddy, Cardo, Coach, Javon, Lamar, Giovanni, Chris, Decorius, Mike, Tanika, Tone.
Yes.
What?
No, Mike. Shout out to Mike.
Okay. And Mike.
I'm gonna say it's 2 mics now, isn't it?
Oh, it's not 2 mics.
Yeah, it gotta be.
Shout out to Mike Redwood.
I said Mike.
Shout out to my boy Mike Redwood. The first Mike, he celebrated his 10th year anniversary with his wife, him and Megan. Shout out to y'all, Mike and
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Happy anniversary.
And my last words is shout out to Memphis for making the playoffs and getting the Wizards that 18th pick. You know, right now we're projected between 1 and 6, and then we also have a first round pick of 18 and 40. So, you know, the picks with the Wizards is gonna be nice because I watched the Mystics do something nice on draft night. So hopefully the Wizards can do the same, but get that number 1 pick. We got to capture that flag. And that's all I got. I ain't talking about the Cowboys until the season starts. Or after the draft, because y'all gonna make me talk about it. But other than that, but we won't have a show till Tuesday, so then I'm good because we do a show. No, it's Friday. Make sure y'all tune in on Friday.
Right after the first round, too.
Y'all gotta hear me talk about why we got another offensive lineman.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about it. Friday show we live. Can't wait.
Make sure y'all tune into that draft show also, man.
For sure.
Trey Henderson, here we go. All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.
Wait, did you just shout out a trade?
Yes, I did. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.